All right, here we go. Anthony told me to record from the start, so I'm doing that. And now I've got a vamp. Now I got a vamp. He doesn't know how hard this is. Mm-mm. No, I will not do ASMR. Set up my office a little bit. Sorry, still chewing. Okay. Um, just some things to notice. Devil's Tower. Someday we'll do Close Encounters. You can hear the tones at the beginning of every perfect movie episode. Someday we will actually do that episode. Here's the Millennium Falcon. There's the DeLorean. Okay, here he comes.
What up?
Hello. He's
How's it going,
arrived.
dude?
I've been vamping.
Oh, you've been talking to the nation? Oh. Hey,
Yep.
dudes. What's up?
He's arrived.
What painting is that?
Recognize
I don't.
the at Devil's Tower from Close Encounters.
Oh, yeah. So, did you take that?
Mm-mm. I ordered it.
Nice. I love it, dude.
Huge spiritual significance for me. Whenever we do that movie, I'll talk all about it.
Oh, geez. Okay, can't wait. This is my Devil's Tower, dude.
Your microphone.
Oh, crud.
I
Oh,
don't
you're
see
coming
anything.
through my headphones. Oh, yeah. No, I know. Sorry. That was weird. There. This is my Devil's Tower. Sorry. No, I meant the movie we're about to do, dude.
Oh, I see. For sure.
Shoot. I can't.
I can't even.
We can't do this one. We can't.
It's
This
gonna
is
be
why
awesome.
I asked the nation, or I asked Steven if anybody's watching 13.1s. I was like, dude, just record from the downbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Record from downbeat.
Too much. It's too much. You watched this yesterday. We can't talk about it right now. We got to
Oh,
record
we
all
can talk
this.
about it. 13.1. They're all listening. It's all good.
I
This
know, but
is
I don't want to
bonus.
waste anything.
There's
Oh,
so much
sorry.
you can't
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, 13.1ers, but
Oh, no way. That's first of all, that's no way. Second of all, this is the burnt ends. Third of all, there's so much. What was the generativity of God that you learned about in Sacred Fire? It's overflowing everywhere, right?
you
There's
can't you can't you can't do so much that it runs out.
right. It never runs out. That is not quite ET, but it's close.
It is. As far as film,
So, Gomer Nation, what do you think about my walls versus Steven's walls?
this is the only thing that's bringing me joy lately is to decorate my office
Hmm.
with things that I love.
Yep.
So I actually got an honorarium for speaking, and I spent it on this picture.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Then my phone got stolen, and I wish I had kept that money. But
Right. Oh, crud. Did you get a new phone? What's that?
13,
You got a 13?
I do
Nice.
not like it.
Because of the button?
No button.
Mm-hmm.
This Face ID
Mm-hmm.
drives me batty.
Love it.
How am I
It
supposed?
just because of masks.
How am I
Just
supposed
because of
to?
masks, right?
No, because when it's on my
Yes.
table over here, I'm
100%.
trying to turn
Sucks.
it on, and then I have to like. You can't see me right
I
now, but
know.
I'm like I have to put my face in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Sucks. Mm-hmm.
I miss my precious button.
Mm-hmm. You had it easy.
They didn't have a single SE in town, and I needed a phone,
Mm-hmm.
so I couldn't order online. Maybe I'm thinking about returning it. Overkill, says I.
You can send it my way because I need a new phone real bad.
It's just like so heavy.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean?
mm-mm.
I need that little thing to fit in my pocket like we used to have in college.
Yeah, well, that's why Aaron has the 12 mini.
How many is
It's
that?
fan. It's the size of the 4.
Woo! My
Yeah, dude.
favorite phone.
Dude, it's tiny. It's so awesome. Plus, the camera on it is incredible. I would get if I were the perfect phone. I think is a 12 mini with a thumbprint ID somewhere. But I don't want the hole. I don't want the button. I think a 12 mini. Actually, okay, no, 13 mini. 13 mini with some sort of thumbprint.
Do they have a 13 mini?
Probably.
Yeah, they do.
I bet they do. You want the mini, bro.
This thing
It
is
is
so
so.
so big
I know.
and heavy.
Yep. I
When
don't
I'm
like the
walking around
12
with my
because of
pocket,
that,
it's like
or the 10 because of that.
bap, bap,
I know.
bap.
It's super bappy. It's so
Yeah,
bappy, dude.
like my morning walks are just not what they used to be now with this bapper.
I know. It's so bappy. So get the mini. You should have gotten the mini.
There this was the only phone in town that I could
Oh,
find.
right.
I
Okay.
mean, or else I would have had like there were some stores that had I you can only make appointment now
Mm.
and they couldn't get me in for 6 days.
Ugh.
And I was just
Yeah.
phoneless. And people were like, here, borrow this. They give me a 5C, which I love, but none of the
Mm-hmm.
apps work that I need.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just like out of desperation spent so friggin' much money. I cannot believe how much money. It just
Yeah.
I'm boiling about this
Yeah.
phone.
Oh no. That sucks.
Yeah.
You're sorry, first world problems, and I could afford to buy.
I can't. I can't afford to buy it. That's what it's just like
You bought it somehow.
I'm gonna return it. It
Yeah.
it plagues me with the amount of money I spent on this thing that I don't like.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
the same thing
I'm
when I
good.
bought a brand new Apple Watch and I was like, I can't sleep with it. I can't sleep with it next to my head. I have to
Oh.
return it and get a used one. So much money.
Oh
Apple,
shoot, I've got
they've
my
got me
new
by
Apple
the
Watch displayed.
balls.
Uh-huh. I've got my new Apple Watch displayed beautifully. Love it.
Mm,
Uh Actually it's over a
yeah,
year old. This is used now.
used by you.
Yep. I used it. We did it.
We used it.
But
All right.
go ahead and return that crap. Um I want a 13 mini purple.
Mm, yeah, I like the colors. Blue, purple. I don't see
Actually,
purple. I see black, red.
colors don't even matter though, dude, because you just put it in a case
Put a
anyways.
case on it. Right. So I have
You
a
know what I
red
mean?
one, which I like,
You have
but it's
product
like
red?
I
Oh,
love
that's
product
cool,
red.
but
I
that
always get
sucks.
product red, but then I was like, I need a case, and it's like, so I'm gonna get a clear case, I guess, if I keep this behemoth. They have phones
See,
that are even bigger than that.
oh, I know.
Yuck.
Yeah, dude, I've gone for a while. I had a similar thing happen to you, except it just broke when I was in
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I brought my laptop everywhere, and all
Right.
I could do was call from my laptop. So I was like just constantly searching for Wi-Fi, then get out my laptop
Can I
just to
use your
text somebody.
hotspot?
Like, I don't want a coffee. I just need to get out my laptop and then walk around with it.
Ugh. Yeah. Now I'm and
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram are down right now. Have you seen that? They have
Really?
been for a couple hours.
Really?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Fascinating.
Let me look and see if it's back up. Nope.
Yeah, let me try to open it.
Can't find server
Really?
on
Hold on a
Facebook and
second.
Instagram.
Hold on. There's my top apps. We got Messages, Google Sheets, Noom, Planning
Mm-hmm.
Center for Church, YouTube for Rabbit Hole, Slack
Mm-hmm.
for Church, Podcast app.
Mm-hmm.
The top note I thought I was going to look for was Runner's Block Roundup third quarter. And
Well,
then The beast of burden that is Instagram. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Why did sinful people want to be around Jesus? Craig Groeschel. A thread. Oh, we're
I've got
sorry. Something doesn't work.
yeah, I'm not updating. It's
So
not
this Craig
updating for me.
Groeschel thing is 6 hours old. I have a
Could be
five
the
hours ago thing. I have a 1 day ago thing. Yep.
could be the
It
could
can
be the
load.
last could be the last Insta ever.
Well, I mean, you heard like
Fingers crossed.
there's all this crap about they're saying like they didn't do enough to silence hate speech, but then other people are
Yeah,
like super mad that they're censoring people at all. And
yeah.
they're trying to design Instagram for little kids. Screw
I'm
that
one.
crap. Let's just get rid of it.
I'm wondering if this is the best day of our lives and we don't even know it.
Well,
If
I have a
Facebook and Insta
couple.
are gone.
So I'm super excited that people are watching this 13.1. This is basically like an Instagram live
Yeah, right.
because I have treats on both sides of me, dude,
Oh
that I
wow.
can't wait to reveal. So
Okay,
we should record.
I say we should just do it.
But you're right. This is great. Good thing I didn't need anything.
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna
what was
stand up.
that? Oh yeah, good idea. You can't even tell if I'm standing up because it's all white everywhere.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, I'm ready. We should do this.
Yep,
90 minutes. We can do it in 90 minutes.
for sure. Da 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 ya da da dee da 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 ya da hoo da doo. Sorry if I make people super like dizzy with the fan.
You don't have your bassoon on you, do you?
I don't.
Oh man, no light motifs today.
Nah. Nah.
So maybe in the results show.
Yeah. That'd be cool. No, I have plenty to say about the music, but no bassoon.
Okay.
Oh, that's super annoying. I'm sorry about the fan, everybody. I
Nobody
hate
cares.
I hate ceiling fans, dude.
I know you do.
I love their function and sound, but I just hate the way they look.
Right.
Oh yeah, don't turn that on. Yeah, that's way better, dude.
Okay.
Overhead lighting bad.
Sweet. Okay,
Sideways
I'm
lighting
ready.
good.
I've got a cold open. Let me open it.
Don't rush me.
Let's see.
I'll be ready when I'm ready.
Hold on. I can't find it. Okay, I got it.
Look at this, dude. I don't know if you can. Am I backwards?
Oh, nice. Nope, you're for it.
Sweet. The best sweatshirt I may have ever gotten. You have to try this on, dude. I put it on and it was like silk.
Nice.
Like,
What's it made
but
out
like
of?
sweat. It's just sweatshirt material, like t-shirt,
Huh?
sweatshirt.
Yeah.
But I put it on and I was like, it's like somebody wore it for 30 years.
Wow, nice.
You know what I mean? But it's new.
Yep.
I was like, I have to buy that. You know?
I must have it.
And it's like, Aaron, this is what you're gonna see me in for the next 20 years.
Get used to it.
All right, sorry. All right, you ready, dude?
She's like, you just got rid of your moving shoes shirt.
I know.
I have to deal with that. Yep, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
This is
Check
for
1,
the
2.
ages.
Check.
Yeah. Coming through here?
Oh yeah, I don't know if
Good.
I'm coming through there. Hold on.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're coming through there for
Oh, I
the
am.
Zoom. Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yep. It worked. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Zeroed out. Oops.
Check.
Zeroed out. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, click. One, two, three.
1, 2, 3.
How close was it?
Half a second.
Okay. We'll check in 20 minutes. Lately, I've been liking when we check in.
Okay, great.
It
Do
really
another
helps on
clap.
the edit. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right.
All right, hit it.
In 1982, Universal Studios released an Alien movie with high hopes that it would be box office gold for the struggling company. Helmed by an exciting young director with something to prove, the film had a simple plot, buoyed by state of the art practical effects, a dynamic cast of characters, a sweeping score, and a singular tone producers hoped would connect deeply with audiences. The director was John Carpenter. The movie was The Thing, and Universal's hopes were dashed as moviegoers decidedly rejected the terror trip, and it flopped hard. Audiences were okay. Audiences were more interested in its counter programming, a much more family-friendly alien flick, so beloved that it not only saved Universal by finishing #1 that year, but stayed #1 until its director broke his own record a decade later with Jurassic Park. It also made Princess Diana cry through her waterproof makeup at its UK premiere. An arguably perfect movie, The Thing went on to become a cult classic and has since been hailed as a masterclass in tension building, special effects, and storytelling, maintaining a 92% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes over 40 years later. But how has its 1982 counterpart fared? Does its saccharine message, familiar music, and backlit foggy visuals connect with new audiences? Does it remain the classic it once was? And would it make Meghan Markle weep? We're the two Gomers. We're talking E.T. And this is Perfect Movie.
Welcome, everybody, to Perfect Movie, a podcast where two regular guys try to save the universe one great film at a time. This is Anthony speaking, one of those two aforementioned Gomers, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, joined as always by my friend Steven, all the way out in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Uh-oh. E.T.
Oh, what? Oh, man, dude.
Too much.
We can't do it. Like,
just stop. Let's just stop. Just shut it down.
If you're a podcast listener, if you're a podcast listener and you just stumbled on this one, you're like, I want to hear more people talk about E.T., and you're going to try to find a podcast where people tear it apart, shred it. This is not that podcast.
No.
If you don't like people gushing, this, we're going to gush.
Right.
I'm going to gush. Maybe you're not going to gush, but
well, I think we've said this for the last 4 episodes. This time we're telling the truth, right? So we decided the summer and fall were going to be movies that are super important to us from our past, that we absolutely love. And so we did The Matrix, Independence Day, City Slickers, Karate Kid. All those movies are great.
Yep.
We voted perfect on all those. You and I did, I think.
Yep. Totally.
But this is just a different. I don't even. It's like a different space-time. It's like not even on the same level for us. I think.
I don't know a world in which this movie doesn't exist.
Right.
I actually think my first memory is seeing this movie in the theater. Like one of my first memories of all. You know what I mean? Like. Right. I remember. It was in Mauston, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So I was actually going through this because this movie came out in 82. So I was 3.
Right.
And you were 4. So that's not possible that's where I saw it.
No, it must have been a re-release, which they did all the time then, right? They would just put it out again in the summer.
Totally. Well,
they do that with Star Wars, which I go ahead.
Right. So they re-released this movie. I had to look it up because I was like, this doesn't make sense. They did re-release it.
Right.
Full theatrical release in 85.
Okay.
So I would have been 6. That would have been Mauston, Wisconsin. Summer
Makes
before
more
my
sense.
dad started teaching high school band.
Right.
His first big job. And I just remember my memory is that E.T. was there, dude. Because they had like out front, back in the day, like sometimes you'll go to a screening of a movie and like they'll introduce it beforehand.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so my memory is some people came and E.T. was there.
Wait, he came out and introduced the
Yeah,
movie.
I don't know if it like I bet you if we saw a picture of it, it was a little stuffed animal.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But to my memory, E.T. was there and the movie started. That's all I remember
Okay.
is just seeing E.T. for the first time.
Now I must have also seen it then,
Okay.
not in Boston, Wisconsin, but I think it was 1985.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica remembers seeing it that summer. I asked her about it this morning. She
Okay.
has told me the story before, but what happened was she and her sister and grandma went, and her sister ate
Hmm.
too many Twizzlers and threw up. And her grandma took her sister home and left her alone in the theater to watch the rest of ET. So,
That's
like you, it's
incredible.
one of her first like core memories
Yeah.
happens
This like
during this movie.
it's inside out. You know what I mean? Like this is a
Yep.
memory that
Yeah.
ploop like this goal this ball, this blue ball
Right.
and then gets transferred over to long-term memory and
Yeah.
becomes one of those like 7 core memories. Like this movie is that deep of a canon for
Yeah.
me and we're going to get to in the evidence. Like I don't know. We're going to get like my main evidence is so deep. I don't even know what to do. I can't even get. It's actually one letter. My evidence
Wow.
is 4 letters in a row. That's it.
Okay.
And then one other teaser, dude. Our 3rd season, I
Right.
revealed my. I said I was going to reveal my ultimate song to run to
Oh wow.
ever,
Yes.
and never did.
And we
And then
kept that became like a running joke, right? Like you
yep,
never would.
yep. I teased it in
Uh-huh.
the triathlon season because
Yeah.
when we started biking and started running to
Uh-huh.
music on bikes,
Uh-oh. Right. Here we
then
go.
this took on a whole new meaning, dude. So on this episode, I'm going to reveal my ultimate song to run to.
This is big, folks. The good news is my evidence are not that deep, so that's good.
Oh,
We'll go
shoot.
back and forth. No,
Okay.
mine are about the movie making, I think, and yours
Yeah.
might be about the movie what it
Yep.
means, and that's great because
Totally.
I think there's all sorts of stuff to talk about with this movie, and I again we agreed that the beginning before we started recording, we're not going to get to it all. If you're one of those
No.
people that emails us and says, "Why didn't you mention this?" That
Ooh,
that,
dang
that
it.
I get it
Yeah.
because
Oh,
you the
totally.
every
Yeah. Yeah.
listener who's
Yeah.
listening to this probably has their own kind of like this is what struck me and it stuck with me. I
Yep.
can't believe they wouldn't talk about that moment or that
Yep.
thing or that piece. We get it. We're gonna just
Totally.
this is from our our
Yep.
experience from the first time I saw it in 85 to last night when I watched it with Jack. And Jack said
Oh,
during the
jeez.
right after during the scene where the bikes take off, all
Yep.
the bikes,
Yep.
Jack said, "Why don't they make good movies anymore?"
Oh, yeah. That is
And
so
I was like,
right.
Is Anthony sitting next to me or something?"
Dude, he's so like okay. I was DMing with G Lee last
Uh-huh.
night a bunch because I put that that screenshot of us
Right.
watching
Yep.
it, me and the girls,
Mm-hmm.
and like this is a perfect movie, and so we've been talking about it ever since whenever we watched it Friday,
Right.
and she was talking about her and Lenox Mall here in Atlanta saw Back to the Future,
Mm,
Return of the Jedi, Raiders of the Lost Ark,
mm.
E.T. Like, it's like, how was Empire Strikes Back? How were these movies all coming out in a row? Like when we were kids, like we didn't know, like how good we had it. You know what I mean?
So I had to convince Jack, you're wrong. They're making a lot of good movies still, but
Oh,
it
you slapped
seems
him down, bro.
no. I had to let him know you're also
Right?
living in a magical time of movies. Like
Yeah.
I think the 2015 through 2021 has been an incredible time for me. This summer sucked, notwithstanding,
Right.
but
Right. Right. Right.
I do think that what I don't want is for his 15-year-old brain to think they're not making anything good right now because they are. But that
For
is
sure. Yes.
that is a crazy interesting thing for him to say. That I remember thinking that last time I saw Amadeus, I
Mm,
was like,
yeah.
they don't the movies don't look like this anymore. They don't feel like
Right.
this anymore. I actually think TV is where it's at right now, probably.
TV is where that's where the character development is at.
Right.
It's almost like somehow they could develop characters so much deeper and quicker in the
Mm-hmm.
80s and 90s or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there like there's nothing that's happened on a 8-year series or a Marvel Cinematic Universe 30
Mm-hmm.
movie series that is as touching, as moving as the bicycle scene, and as touching as Elliot, as ET saying, "I'll be right here," and then they like leave. Like there
No,
is there
that's
isn't you
those
can't.
last 10 minutes.
Yes.
And you sent me a picture of my favorite moment in movies, maybe.
Yeah.
The musical cue, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But when
It's
that
okay.
finger lights up and the sting, you know what I mean? In every
Yeah.
sense of that word, musically, and just
Yeah.
the way your heart caves in on itself.
Oh, you're like
Right.
something's wrong. Like something's so right. I'm sorry. Like I was
Ooh.
sitting 10 feet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just say real quick. So I watched this movie with Lily on a sick day when she was, see, I don't know if she was 3 or 5. So I don't know if it
Okay.
was pre Isla being born, so she would have been 3, or Isla was at a daycare or something like that. Because
Right.
Lily on a sick day, we watched it together. She was she was so into it, and
Uh-huh.
then it's one of two memories I have of her like really emoting for the first time.
Okay.
So one was a Switchfoot song,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Nice.
one was E.T. and and the Switchfoot song was on a road trip,
Okay.
and it was incredible. And then it was E.T. and she like cried and she felt sad and scared, and then she wouldn't watch this movie
Right. I
again
remember you saying that. Yep.
until Friday. So we
Oh,
haven't seen it
wow.
for for either 4 or 7 years.
Yeah.
She it's either pre. I can't imagine that she was 3. I think she was 5.
Had you seen it since then?
I actually don't. I like can't sit and watch this in a lot of ways,
Okay.
like because it has to be special. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I think part of that is because we don't have cable anymore.
Right. So
You know what I mean?
it's
Like
not just on your DVR.
yeah, like I think a discussion needs to be had about how movies are now rewatched, because
Okay.
like Shawshank Redemption wouldn't be Shawshank Redemption without TBS
Right.
constantly
Definitely.
playing it, and then you're like you jump on board and you're just on board for half an hour,
Right.
or you power
You
DVR it,
can
or
enter and
you
exit at any point, and
yes.
you can be like, I got what I needed from Shawshank today.
Right, you got to hit a Shawshank, little
Yeah.
taste, which is
Uh-huh.
all you need sometimes because it's so great and so
Yeah.
potent.
Right.
But to me, this requires like it requires processing, and it requires like invest. Like I just need to be invested in it because I know I'm gonna cry.
Yep. Got
Every
it.
like on my way back here, I listened to my favorite song to run to, dude, and I was freaking bawling. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs when Malcolm McNabb hits the first note of the cue, dude, the trumpet player, and
Hmm.
he just hits this friggin' high note, dude. Oh man, and he just sends it. Oh my gosh. So I like imagine I'm like in the front of a Stephen Furtick sermon and he gives the best point and I go "Hoo!"
Right.
like that. That's that note. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I just
it's good. I don't know if people can tell, but we think this movie's good.
sorry. I
I,
scored
I
very high on the enthusiasm on the Enneagram test, like through the roof, and you put something from this in front of me and I'm like, I'm screwed.
so I'll do my best to be practical about it, and we'll just let Anthony be whatever he wants to be. I mean, there are all sorts of times when I say like ejaculate all sorts of the like terms about like this is the best movie ever, and I'm using that in the English the
Yeah.
old English. You know what I
Totally.
mean? Like
For
where I'm
sure.
like,
For
this is the
sure.
best scene. This is the best movie. This is
Yes.
the
Yes.
so the
Yes.
I will go there in this movie also.
Yep.
And
For sure.
I couldn't even stop from going there in Karate Kid when we were talking about the closing shot, right? Um,
Totally. Yep.
there's just so much that this movie started. I feel like it
Yep.
created it,
Yep.
it launched. If
Hmm.
and there are some things you can strike from the record about that, like Mac and Me, and
The what hast thou wrought? No, but
right,
it yeah, it launched the best friend alien genre.
right,
I guess it was there before, but let's think about Alien. That was scary. You
yep.
did not want to be near the xenomorph. This
Well, yeah,
alien,
exactly.
you know what I mean? Like, were there any happy aliens friends? Well, I mean, there's Star Wars.
Yeah,
There's tons of
there
others, of
there
course.
friendly aliens exist, but I mean, I even talked about in the cold open, right? That Universal was like, people are gonna love The Thing. It's the
Mm,
scariest alien movie ever, and so why wouldn't people want to come to this? And
right.
I love The Thing. I think it's perfect, but this is a different movie, right? And so it's a big risk, and I think that it launched. I mean, there are other movies in my top 10 that are basically this movie
Mm,
repackaged.
yep.
So the Iron Giant is in my top 10. It's
Yep.
just ET.
Right.
It's
Yep.
it's ET with a new skin, right? Um
Yep.
and the beats are the same, and the reason I love Iron Giant is because they're able to get the emotion out of me in a creative way at the end where I'm just a
Yep.
puddle on the floor. It's not and so I know that the reason I love the Iron Giant, the reason I love Totoro is because I love ET and I just want
Yep.
my own monster.
Totally.
That's just the
That's what we,
big dream for me.
yeah. I mean, so Harry Potter is like the ultimate four movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like a person discovers they are so special and they always knew it. But
Right.
it's like, did you know actually like you're the most famous person in the world and the most amazing person in the world?
Dream
You know
fulfillment.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh and like this is like I want to have a best friend or I want to have
Right.
an encounter. That's weird.
No, no, it's
Like
sort of like it's dream fulfillment for me as a
yeah,
lonely kid. And we
sure.
talked a lot in the Karate Kid. Like, I
Yep.
just wanted something to break through my wall and say, "You're gonna come with me." When I was a kid, right?
Say I'll be right here. Say like fix your
I
ouchies,
and that's why I'm
you
obsessed
know?
with Close Encounters because,
Yeah.
or, I mean, the Harry Potter of it all doesn't. I don't love the "you've been special the whole time" thing.
Mm,
Um,
because you're not a four.
I
I'm just
love
kidding.
the I love the Flight of the Navigator. We just
Yep.
chose you just because. I don't know why not. Remember that
Sure.
part where he
Well,
says, "Why did you choose me?" And Paul Rubin says, "I don't know. We just did."
yeah, you stumbled into that forest at that moment. It could have been your little brother, you
Yeah.
know? Like, okay, so I wrote down some movies, dude,
Okay.
that this wrought Mac and Me, and I think we should put Mac and Me in the feed now. Once this posts,
Ooh, good idea.
I think we should put this there, like, because it was a What Hast Thou Wrought, and it's still one of my favorite episodes we ever did.
Well,
So
or we
stupid.
can just use it to tell people go to patreon.com. The Mac and Me episode is
Yeah,
up right
I
now.
know. I kind of want that to be searchable.
I
Like,
see.
I
You want to
sort of
gain
want
new
people.
listeners with it.
I no, but I want somebody to search Mac and
Uh,
Me in podcast and actually find that.
in a feed that's called Perfect Movie.
Exactly. We will lose all
Yeah.
credibility. But it says, "What hast thou
Right.
wrought?"
Right.
And
It's a
we
special.
okay. But after this, we've got
Hmm.
Explorers.
Great. Great
Right.
first half of a movie.
Yep. This is all my canon, though. This is all my canon.
Yep.
Explorers, Flight of the Navigator.
Hmm.
We all wanted that little buddy.
Hmm.
Last Starfighter.
Yep.
So tasty. Mac and Me. and
Yep.
space camp. So it's it's like the theme. So because here's why I mentioned all those. The theme
Right.
now for kids is wizards, dragons,
Superheroes.
yeah, superheroes. I mean, it
Yep.
should go although for my girls it's actually dragons, wizards, superheroes. Now it's becoming wizards, dragons. Superheroes are very low, but I think they'll get more into them eventually.
Sure. Right.
Um,
I'm just thinking in the big culture,
Big culture though,
what's
100%.
being
Yes.
produced for kids
Yep.
is superheroes. I feel like that's coming to an end, honestly, pretty soon.
Huh.
Um, I think that I actually think that there's some like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings residue that is now becoming like fantasy is going to make a
Okay.
comeback with kids.
Sure.
Um, Harry
Sure.
Potter, I think had its moment, but I'm just wondering if that will ever. Well, at one point, do they
Oh,
remake
don't
it?
forget vampires. Don't forget vampires.
I think vampires are gone. We had a lot of
They're
vampires. Vampires are out.
so yesterday.
Vampires and werewolves, I don't think they're in anymore. Um, my question is, when will
But they
they
were so big.
remake Harry Potter? Because it's been 20 years. Do they
Yeah.
relaunch that series at some point?
I mean, it's at Universal. It's like
Yep.
a bedrock part of
Okay, and they
Universal
have those
Studios. Like
actors.
the
Yep.
actors are. It's like
Yeah,
eight
that's true.
movie. Like no, but I know what you mean though. Like you think can do Batman every other year with a new person. Like,
Yep.
but no,
Yeah.
but Harry Potter is a lore of like Batman's lore is actually very simple. His parents were killed.
Yep.
He was super rich, and then he built some crap and was super smart and like made this suit. And he's got three main enemies: Penguin, oh the Joker. I
No,
mean the
he's
Joker, of
got
course, the
like
Riddler.
40 enemies. The deeper you go
Yeah,
into
but
it.
no, but
I don't know
yeah, he does.
why
But the
though.
main ones that they keep bringing back,
Right.
you know what I
Yep,
mean?
they do. Yeah. Yeah, so I was just thinking about it the other day. We're rewatching through this series, and I was like, I
Oh, Harry
wonder,
Potter.
yeah, if anybody would have, if there's any conversation at Universal about
Sure.
do we relaunch this or do we just keep putting out Fantastic Beasts sequels that nobody wants to see, or do we
Right.
just, or people love Harry and
And
they just
that's
want to see him again.
yeah. So like a new kid, like emo kid Harry, side swoop.
Millennial Harry,
Yeah,
Gen Z Harry.
Gen Z Harry.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't know if they'll ever do it. I'm talking about rebooting Sorcerer's Stone like from the beginning
Right.
with
Yeah,
new
for
little
sure.
kid actors. Um,
Yeah.
so E.T.
Yeah.
I think they could never reboot.
Nope.
I
You
feel
can't
this way
redo
about
it.
Back to the Future also. I
Yep.
feel like there are things that maybe at some point they would do with it. I mean, they did that like commercial. Remember E.T. that new
Yeah.
E.T. commercial a couple
Yeah, we
years
watched
ago.
that this weekend. Yep.
And then I actually read the treatment for the sequel that Spielberg was thinking about.
Hmm.
10-page sequel called E.T. The Dark Skies or something, where
Hmm.
evil albino ETs come down and kidnap the kids and ET has to save them.
Hmm.
Bad idea, and it never got made, and that's good.
Glad.
But it's just the singular thing
Yep.
that just will should will and should remain untouched, I think, as far as rebooting or sequels.
It's so special. It's so
Mm-hmm.
perfect. I
Yep.
really believe it's perfect. I mean, I do have my only stricken here. Look at everybody. If you're on 13.1, normally I have a page of stuff. This is all my strickens.
Just looks
I
like a
actually
tenth of a page.
I tore it off a page of notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why is ET on Earth? Why did the aliens come to Earth? Just to get
Okay.
some plants? Like why?
That's what they do. They get
That
plants.
I know, but they like I love thinking about some of this stuff. It's still perfect. But just like why are they there and why did they leave so easily?
I don't quite understand why they left him.
Right, cuz like
Why
he's
did they
their
leave
little
him
dude.
behind?
And then
Yeah,
he doesn't come they don't come back until he like makes that little contraption.
right.
You know what I mean?
Can they not remember where he is? It's weird. Right.
Right. So
Okay. Got it.
that's a stricken.
Mm-hmm.
And then he runs too like fast for his body.
Okay. Which
You know what I
version
mean?
did you guys watch?
Oh, we
Was there
watched
CG
we
in it?
we watched the one that we purchased off of Apple. So there's
Okay.
guns in it and there's CG.
Okay. We watched it on Peacock,
Peacock.
and there
Yeah.
were guns and no CG. It was original. So
This was
when he runs through the forest, it's like
yeah, yeah.
he's on like a little train.
Yeah, yeah, it's a light on a train.
Right.
Totally. That so
Okay.
it's
So
not a
you did see
stricken.
that one.
It's yeah, yeah, it's a filming. It's more just a funny like classic aged filming. It's not a
Because
stricken. It's just
in the re
hilarious.
CG'd one, he's like
Hmm.
loping, like you see him go through the forest.
You know what? I think we just saw a restored original. I
Yeah,
think you're right
best
because he's
version
just on
by
that.
far.
Yeah, guns. You got to have the guns.
Gotta have the
Sorry, I
guns.
mean I don't like guns. You know all that. But it's OG. Although I guess it was Spielberg that took it out.
I don't care. The guns
It
were
was
better.
Spielberg. Yeah. But he was saying he didn't like the idea that they were going to shoot the kids, which I don't really like either. I really don't like. But that's not the point.
I
They would
don't
have
like it, but
guns.
yeah, I don't like
Right.
it, but I think they would have guns,
Yes, it's
right? Like
realistic.
they
That's
should
it's
have
real to the
guns in
time.
that scene.
For sure.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. That's what they would have. They wouldn't be like 10-4, good buddy.
Mm-hmm.
What's your handle over?
Right. Just leave them alone.
Oh,
All
hey,
right, just
dude,
crouch down.
real quick trivia.
Okay,
I heard this one. Do you know what ET's name is?
I do, because of this
Okay.
treatment I read.
Oh, okay. So our
Zrek,
listeners don't.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Zrek. Shrek, more like.
Zrek, more
Well,
like Shrek. See, what hast thou wrought also, dude? Like Short Circuit? Like
great
that
one.
was
Yes.
an alien. That wasn't an alien. It was a robot. So that was
No,
like our other.
that's a boy and his monster story. Is Short Circuit
Yes.
for sure. Yeah.
Short Circuit. Wally, although that's much newer.
But Wally does have an ET look.
Yep, totally. And there was one other I was just frigging thinking about. No, no, Harry and the Hendersons. No.
Yeah. No, Harry and Henderson's is great. I
Okay.
think that's true. Family and a monster. I think that sort of thing all fits into it's actually a boy and his dog is I think you would say is the
That's
genre.
Yep, totally.
But then ET expanded the genre into kid and their creature, right?
Yes.
It could be a dog, it could be a robot, it could be an alien, it could be a monster.
Yep.
And I don't know. I just wanted a giant robot or a squishy
Well,
alien when I was a kid.
see that was Jinx also, Space Camp,
Yep.
right?
Totally.
Like I wanted
Yes.
Jinx, and then it was Ralph in Flight of the Navigator,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mac and Me. Did he have a robot? Oh, he had Mac.
What's Mac's
And
Mac?
Coke.
That's a real good question. They should have made a sequel of Mac and Me where it's that family and something else comes in. Jinx.
the vacuum that sucks him up.
That awesome vacuum. Okay, should we look at the one sheet and I'll read the VHS?
Sure.
And then we
Yep,
can go
all
into the
right,
trial.
Oh, geez. I love this movie, man. I am unashamed. Okay, so E.T. the Extraterrestrial came out June 11th, 1982. It actually premiered as the last film of the Cannes Film Festival, May 26th, 1982, which
Right.
is crazy to think of this even being like a film festival sort of movie.
Yeah.
You know, like it was,
Right.
I mean, it's actually a low budget movie, $10 million.
Is that low budget?
Well, okay, so I looked it up.
Okay.
2 years before that was Raiders, which was 20 million.
Okay. All right.
The next year was Return of the Jedi, which was 32 million.
Okay.
So
asked and answered.
I knew you were going to ask that, so I looked those up real quick. But I did want to
There you
see
go.
that though. Like $10 million still seems like a lot, but I mean the cast is super small.
Right.
Like it's really actually a simple story, a small cast, it all takes place pretty much in a house
Mm-hmm.
or on bikes. in
Yep.
a neighborhood in a park. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah. They go to that
Even
same spot in the forest several times.
Yep, the bald
Everything
spot.
in the house, even the hospital scene is in the house,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, totally.
That's the set that they use the whole time.
Yep,
Um, so it's yeah, I guess 10 million makes sense. Probably a ton of it went into the animatronics and
yep,
special effects, I'm assuming.
for sure. Um, Grossed at the box office though, 435 million US,
Crazy.
792 million dollars worldwide.
Unbelievable.
The records before that were Jaws, then Star
Yep.
Wars, then
Yep.
E.T., then Jurassic
Hmm.
Park, and then Titanic, right?
Okay. Yep. I think that's right.
And then Avatar.
Right.
What
Yeah.
about
Cameron had
now?
his day for a while, and now it's just, and then they started,
Is it
and it was Marvel, 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 Marvel. So now
so?
it's
Is it
Endgame.
Endgame?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, but I mean that's
Um,
incredible, bro.
very, very
Lucas,
incredible. Yep.
Spielberg, Cameron for
Hmm.
40 years.
Yeah. Just dominated.
Yep,
It's
this was
awesome.
on is on the AFI top 100 movies of all time.
Hmm.
It won 4 Academy Awards. Best Sound. The guy who won that was, "Hey, how's it going, Robert Knudsen, my
Dr.
uncle?
Knudsen? Wait a minute. Wow.
Dr. Knudsen's uncle, Robert." Look it up. It won Best Effects, Visual Effects. That was Carlos Rambaldi and Dennis Muren. Dennis Muren has done millions of things that we love.
Okay.
The sound effects, it won Oscar Academy Award for Best Sound Effects. That's Ben Burt, who did R2D2, who did
Right. That's
Wall-E,
R2. Yep.
who made the
Hmm.
sound effects for lightsabers, and also made the sound of a woman that smokes 2 packs a day, 2 to 3 packs a day, that he found in a camera shop. He was like, "That's the voice of ET." He
He just
modulated her
hears
voice.
this old woman and is like, that's ET.
ET.
I guess when you're a sound guy, you've always
Yeah,
got your ears open for that stuff, right?
totally.
And if you
Like
hear
we're
it, you know it or something.
could you imagine like that might like sometimes I think about like top 10 things I would want
Hmm.
if I had a DeLorean.
Yeah.
I want to be in the recording studio when they record my favorite song to run to of all time.
Okay.
I want to be in that moment when Ben Burt hears that woman talk.
Right.
Obviously, I want to just like Doc Brown go see Jesus in real life, IRL.
Get born.
Yep, I want to see Bernard Garfield perform the Mozart Bassoon Concerto in 1965 or whatever,
Of
Philadelphia
course. Yeah.
Orchestra.
Right. Yeah.
So there it is.
You know,
There's
most
my
people, if
fourth.
they have a time machine, they'd kill Hitler or save JFK. Not Anthony. He wants to go. He wants to go hear a lady talk with her raspy voice in a grocery store.
It was a camera store, actually, apparently, according to
Oh yeah, that's right.
the
Yeah.
urban myth. It was
Hmm.
also nominated. Oh, well, hello. Best score. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think this is John Williams' multiple score. Like, I think he won a bunch more before this, but
Okay.
he
Yeah.
won the Academy Award for score. We're going to get to that.
Hmm.
And then it was nominated for Best Picture, Director, Screenplay, Cinematography, and Editing,
Yeah.
all of which went to Gandhi instead of
All
E.T.
of those did. Oh,
Yep.
interesting. Wow.
So,
Yeah.
super interesting.
Well, good job, Ben Kingsley. He
Rotten
knocked
Tomatoes,
ET right out of the running.
you jerk.
Two little guys head to head, and Kingsley triumphs.
E.T. versus Gandhi. You could see UHF like doing that.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Weird Al missed
Um,
a trick on that one. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Rotten Tomatoes, 98% critics, 72% audience. And one fun other casting choice that I
Mm.
heard about in multiple sources was
Hmm.
that Corey Feldman was supposed
Hmm.
to be in this movie as either another sibling or
Oh
a friend, and they felt that just the vibe, not the
yeah.
right vibe, like too funny, too cynical, too snarky, too just not the right fit.
He's also. It doesn't feel like he'd be the right age because Elliot's 10, right? And
So
I
maybe it would
think
have been a
Michael's
young
supposed to be
Feldman.
15.
Right.
And so Feldman feels somewhere in the middle of that to me. And so I don't, he wouldn't fit in Michael's group of friends.
Right.
So good
Yeah.
call. Get Corey Feldman out of there. Put him in what,
May,
Gremlins, Goonies. Where did he go
maybe it was a
next?
sibling. Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I guess they were like, you can't be in this, but you can be in Goonies, which makes way more sense.
Yes, definitely.
And
That age group makes more sense. Yep.
absolutely perfect. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much all I got on the one sheet, man.
Sweet. Let me pull up the VHS. Had this VHS for sure. I
Oh,
see
so
this
worn
VHS
out.
everywhere in used bookstores, and you know what I mean? It's a
Yep.
great, actually, it's a great VHS movie. Even when we were watching it on Peacock, I was
Peacock.
like, it doesn't matter. At some point, you can't make this movie look any better than it did on VHS because it was filmed on film. And
Mm-hmm.
so the grain helps with the look. And
It'd
so
be fun to watch on VHS.
I
What I want to
was just
find
going to
is
say that I would love to watch it on VHS again.
here's my dream is to have it on VHS, recorded off of TV with original commercials.
I'll try to put that together for you sometime.
I bet you anything. Because remember, I found those in my mom's
Right.
garage.
Yeah, I bet
All
you have
those,
it.
probably not ET,
Oh,
but
okay.
I do have stuff like that recorded off of TV. OG
Oh man.
commercials, Pizza Hut, Meat Lovers when they introduced that. Oh baby.
Food folks and fun.
Yep,
McDonald's commercials.
for sure.
And don't forget, introducing Diet Coke. Okay,
Diet
here's
Coke.
here's ET back of the VHS says this. Steven Spielberg's heartwarming masterpiece of love between a young boy and a visitor from another planet has quickly become the most popular film of all time. Filled with unparalleled magic and imagination that made audiences around the world laugh and cry, E.T. the Extraterrestrial follows the moving story of a lost little alien who befriends a 10-year-old boy named Elliot. While E.T. learns about life on Earth, Elliot learns that friendship knows no earthly bounds.
Mm,
Overflowing with memorable performances, a stirring musical score, I'm assuming we'll talk more about that, and
yep.
scenes of wonderment, E.T. invites everyone to share the thrill of its magic touch. It's more than a movie, it's an experience you'll never forget.
Mm,
Good News Nation, it's in color. Hour 55
yep.
flies by.
Oh, the totally. We paused it halfway through when we watched it on Friday night because our friend that my Lily's friend that had slept over the night before was still with us. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
it was 9
Yeah.
o'clock the next day.
Yep. Yeah.
I love that. Remember
Mm-hmm.
those days? Yeah, you
Yeah,
still have
for
those
sure.
days with your kiddos, of course.
Yep.
And like it's like her dad came over and he's like, "Well, probably time to come home." So
So you had
we
to pause
paused
it.
it. Yep.
Had that
And it
friend
was
ever
like,
seen the
yeah.
movie before?
Nope, that was as far as she'd seen. She said she had seen it about that far before. So it was like,
Uh-oh.
yeah. So she doesn't know how it ends. So we'll
At some
we'll
point,
have to
she's
watch
gonna
it
have to
again.
watch the end of that movie.
Let me report though that so Elliot's 10, Lily's 10,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Gertie's 6, Isla's 6.
Oh,
It
that's
was
cool.
Isla's first time,
Mm-hmm.
and man, did it not disappoint, bro. And it communicates to 6-year-olds in 2021 as it did to 6-year-old
I agree.
Anthony to 7-year-old Stevie.
Friggin' holds up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, dude. Let's go to the trial. I wonder if we like it. Well, let's put it on trial. See if we can convince our audience that it's perfect.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's just clap and keep going.
Great idea.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. That's fine.
It was actually literally the same.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. You got to say, "All rise."
Right. All rise.
Hey, how's it going, you sinner supremus? This movie's so good. My uncle did the sound editing. It's friggin' amazing. Oh, no, he didn't do sound, sorry. Video effects.
What did he do?
Great friends
Special
with
effects.
Ben Burt.
He rolls.
Dr. Knudsen forgot what his uncle won the Oscar for.
0 charisma.
0 charisma.
Sine Supremus.
Did you ever play D&D?
your anus. Get it? Okay. My D&D story was in middle school.
Uh-huh.
Of course, nothing has changed. It seemed way too complicated and like way too many things to learn. My friend Joff
Oh, yeah,
Pedretti
sure. Yep.
really wanted me to do it. So it was Joff
Mm-hmm.
Pedretti, Stephen Nichols.
Yeah.
I even think the Chad might have been in on one, like even like in a lunchroom or something like that. But basically, it was those dudes. There's one other
Okay.
person that I'm leaving out that I can't think of. And they played it, and I was like, stupid.
That group makes sense to me that they would like D&D.
Yep. How about you?
Never played D&D when I was a kid. It was I think this was kind of like at peak like um Satan scare. Do you know what I mean? Like don't play
Yeah.
D&D.
Sure.
Don't do Magic the Gathering. Don't play with
Sure.
a Ouija board. Don't
Ouija,
read Harry
100%.
Potter. Right? And
Yup.
so there was no way. I don't think I would have been allowed to play D&D.
Yes.
But the boys got into it when they were probably
Ah.
like in their early teens,
Okay.
and it's so fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it
great
looks,
times.
It looks fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. Now
Yeah.
I'm not into it because I want to know all the rules and how they work, and I want to win quickly in a game. And
Okay.
D&D can sometimes take like weeks to play.
Right. Yeah. It seemed too complicated to me, but it looks
Yep.
cool. Dude,
Yep.
speaking of that, Aaron was
Mhm.
exchanging a Harry Potter book with another mom at church.
Uh-huh.
So we're at church on Sunday. We've got the
Right.
Bible. I've got my Bible and my journal. Take some notes from Louie. And Aaron's got her Harry Potter. And I was like, oh, baby.
What a couple.
How dare you bring this here?
That's funny.
And Isla actually had a tattooed scar.
Oh, really?
was
On her
just like-
forehead?
So cute. Looks really cute
Wow,
with a
wow.
mask.
I bet. Yeah.
So we're that family.
Gotcha. Because I think zero charisma, those are D&D
Supreme.
insults, right?
No way.
Yeah, zero charisma is one of the things that you can choose about your character, how much charisma you have. So those are D&D insults they're exchanging
Oh.
there.
Bro, just blew my mind, man. Had no clue. What about your anus was great. I mean,
Everyone knows Uranus, D&D or no, right?
100% that stands up 100 years from now.
Right.
That joke's still going to work. I mean, like, I remember literally we were doing the planets and we were doing
Right.
it with a German conductor and he was like, let's do Uranus. And we're like, he's like, Uranus. We're like, like
professionals, highly
total
paid
professional
professionals.
musicians. Uranus.
Great joke. I think he hits it a little hard, but that's okay. We get
totally-
it.
For sure. He says it. He doesn't do it. Yeah, it's like that needs to be a little undercover, like Uranus or like a sphincter
Right.
says what? You know, like
I love sphincters. That's what.
a sphincter says what?
What? Oh, Wayne.
Yep.
Now that's C. Thomas Howell, I think, who's making the Uranus joke, who is like
Oh.
one of the people
who
that
that
came
is.
out of this movie that is like that went on to do stuff. Like,
Really?
so I was like, so I recognize him from two other things around that time, and now I'm gonna try to call them up. I know he's in the oh my gosh, The Outsiders. So he's like Pony Boy, like he's in this movie the year after Francis Ford Coppola, and he's got like Tom Cruise and Rob Lowe and like Ralph Macchio. And C. Thomas
Whoa.
Howell stars in that movie.
Whoa.
And then there's and Red Dawn, and he's in Red Dawn. He's everybody's amazing in Red Dawn. But like of the people,
Okay.
well, wait, what am I talking about? Drew Barrymore.
Hello. Yeah.
She's the one who got most
And-
successful from this movie.
Well, don't forget Dee Wallace. She's
Right.
now in the Magic Cookbook as like this kid show.
The Magic Cookbook.
No. I'm Just Add Magic. That's what it's called.
Okay.
We have the Magic Cookbook.
Okay.
It's called Just Add Magic. She's the grandma.
Okay.
And so Lily was like, Dee Wallace. I know she's in something. I know she's because like even the font from Just Add Magic is kind of ET-ish, and it says Dee Wallace, and it's like so great. Yeah, so she plays the grandma in a kids show that's actually really good. The music's super good in that.
Okay. I
Just
was
Add
looking
Magic.
up Henry Thomas too, who plays Elliot, and
Right.
he's been I mean he's kept acting. He's
Yep.
been a working actor for 40 years. It looks like he does prestige TV mostly right now, but like um I don't know. I was like, man, C. Thomas Howell, who's like the main friend Uranus guy.
Okay.
I just he has an 80s place in my heart because of these other movies.
Nice.
Um
Is he the dude with the headphones?
nope, he's the one with the ski mask.
Oh yeah. Okay. The look is incredible.
I mean,
The
headphones
look,
guy is the best. Here's my
headphones guy,
rating.
trucker hat.
Yeah, headphone guy,
Okay.
orange trucker hat. He's got the best
Yep.
look.
Yes.
Then
Great.
there's green turtleneck, brown jacket with the like a chapeau and the red sunglasses. That guy.
Yeah.
Maybe
Total
that's
Back
my
to the Future
favorite.
2.
Right? Maybe he's my favorite. Then see Thomas Howell has the ski mask, which is cool because it differentiates him. And
Super
then
cool.
it's Michael just with the gray sweatshirt. When they're biking,
Yep.
tied. You know what I mean? He's got the hood tied, so he's looking out of like a little circle.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. Wait, why? Oh man, why don't we wear ski masks as masks, dude? Like that hat. Why don't we just wear those to the grocery store?
I think it's too scary.
That'd be a good mask, though, dude.
What if that had caught on in COVID? Like, well, we're just keeping each other safe, so we're all wearing these ski masks.
We're just wearing like totally. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Yep.
Okay, all right, here we are on the trial. I should probably talk about what that means. If this is
yeah.
your first time, if you're an ET fan and you're here and you like that it said perfect movie, here's what we do. Anthony and I pick a movie that we love. We talk through it like we have been. But in this section, we act as its defense counsel and we present evidence. Two of us get two apiece, and we attempt to prove to you, listener, that this movie is actually perfect. When we're done with that, you are a part of acting as judge, jury, and possibly executioner because I get a vote, Anthony gets a vote,
Yeah.
and you all get a vote. If 75% of our listeners say yes, that equals a yay. And if it's 3 out of 3, me, Anthony, and the listener, that movie is deemed perfect. We put it on a flash drive. We give it to Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. They bring it up to evil aliens. Oh, these are evil aliens, the harvesters.
These ones are not. They're not ET.
No,
Sad to say.
but they show them the movies that we put on this flash drive, things like Karate Kid, stuff like that, and hopefully ET. Those aliens are converted. They shut down their laser beams and fly away. The Earth is saved.
Yes. Hey, dude, I have a second. How's it going? Is that okay?
Yeah, but there's an ET joke in. Is there an ET joke in Independence Day? Listen to that sound. I don't think he heard my question because he's shaking his candy.
No, you're right. A second ET joke. Okay.
There's isn't there an ET joke in Independence Day? I should have been talking about this, but I don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna kick ET's A.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. He says I'm gonna kick ET's A, and that's funny, and everybody laughs. Yeah.
Yep. Just
Well,
when we were talking about legalistic Christian culture, we still don't swear.
Now, what were you shaking there?
Okay. If you're not a 13.1 member and you're not listening to this, what do you think this is? Hey, how's it going? Okay, what do you think
Crack
this
it.
is?
Crack that. He's
Can you
cracking
see
a
it?
piece of cardboard. Oh, I can
of course
see it.
You can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He's cracking his
when we
Reese. Now, how do you pronounce this product?
Okay, I say Reese's Pieces. Hold
Me
on.
too.
Just listen to this ASMR,
Yeah.
and then listen. I mean, look.
There's a real ASMR moment in the movie when Keys eats that Reese's piece.
Okay.
That's singular.
So when we watch this,
Yeah.
I got these out.
Yep.
I got them out secretly. I'm so sorry. I'm chewing. That's so rude.
How dare you?
Okay, so I told the girls I got them a secret surprise. Lily was like, "Duh, I know
Yeah,
what it is."
she
But
knew
Lily,
it. Yeah.
Isla had never seen the movie before,
Mm-hmm.
so I hid Reese's Pieces underneath
Right.
the couch, and I said, as soon as we see the treat on the show,
Yeah.
I'm gonna whip them out. So I
Yep.
got them all out right before I put them in their hands, and then we all crunched at that exact same moment.
It's a great
Full
moment.
ASMR, bro.
Yeah.
That's actually dream fulfillment, or like it's not dream. You're actually tasting what you're seeing on screen.
4D.
You know what I mean? Yep, that's 4D, baby. Do it.
Yep. Okay. Well, I also pronounce it Reese's Pieces, but I do have friends that pronounce it Reese's Pieces.
Yes, I have heard that. Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. Pieces is
By
a
the way,
word.
Do you know the lore between how that happened?
No.
Okay, so they wanted M&Ms.
Oh, right. I think I read this. Yep.
Okay, yeah. People,
And did
you can just
M&M's
find
not
this
want to
on-
do it because it's an alien movie or something, or
Nope.
what?
Here's the way I heard it.
Yeah.
They were going to pay him $1 million, but they wanted to
Right.
see the script to make sure that M&Ms were treated
Oh, I see.
like it's not like M&Ms
Right.
make people sick or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
So Hershey was like, "We're out. We don't want any part of it." So
Wow.
they sold it to Mars, who was launching this new candy called Reese's Pieces.
They needed the
Friggin'
publicity.
skyrockets sales by 66%
Right.
and creates an empire and a brand. And my personal favorite candy, and actually, dude, check this out.
Okay.
I one-upped it.
He's going somewhere else. Okay. He's got some sort of bag.
Okay, I
Looks like a
one-upped it
backpack.
just for this.
What
No,
it
this is my cooler.
Oh, he's got a cooler. Oh, is he gonna put? I have a guess of what it's gonna be. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be a course.
Oh, dang it! That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect.
The beer that ET and Elliot by association get drunk on.
I should have cracked a Coors. That sucks. No, I've got a Culver's Concrete Reese's.
So was that a little cooler you were taking it out of there?
Yeah, I've been keeping it in this cooler all day.
Wow. So you are going to be actually chewing the entirety of this episode.
Here we go.
He's pouring. Oh, he's doubling up on the Reese's Pieces. He's putting it there in the, what is it? Concrete. Is that what they're called, the Culvers?
Yeah, dude.
Yum.
It's gonna take one bite and then I'll put it away.
All right. While you do that, I'm going to chunk in. The problem is I don't have the sound on my phone because my phone got stolen, and I haven't put the sound back on my phone. Can you chunk in for me?
Yeah, I'll chunk in.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll edit there.
Okay.
This is why people pay the big bucks.
Yep. And actually, dude, can I go to the bathroom real quick, or else I'm going to be distracted?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Keep recording.
Okay. Dee doo dee ah dee da dee. All right. Oh man, I'm not usually alone with the 13.1, so I'm not going to do a bunch of ASMR. But like, look at this. This is you can't really see it on screen. Reese's concrete mixer from Culver's. Wow. I love that picture that Steven got up there. What do you guys think I should put on my wall? My wall is totally, look. Well, I guess I have that Team Gomer thing I need to put up. Aaron was calling me on my phone. If only I could have picked it up and had her come on live. Ooh, Steven got a package. What's this? What's this?
All right. Sorry, everybody. Lots of coffee this morning.
No problem, dude. I'm probably going to have to go eventually too, but
okay.
Let's just keep going. Hold on. Aaron just called me. Hey, also my thing stopped recording.
Uh-oh. When Aaron called you?
Yep.
Okay. So where should we start at? I'm stopping mine.
54. to
Okay.
54.
Okay.
Aaron? Aaron? Hey, I'm recording with Stevie. We're doing our ET. You guys good? Okay, cool. Rosenbaums are downstairs. All right, love ya. All right, bye. See, the nation can see we really love each other.
Oh, we just got a really good runner's block submission that I hadn't thought of.
Ooh, okay. Where, hold on. Go to where, hold on.
I've got a lot of blank space.
Oh, hold on. Oh, geez. Holy crap, that was the loudest thing ever. Did you just do
What?
something?
No?
My ears almost just blew off. Okay, go to 5315.
5315.
Yep. Check.
How about 5317? Is that all right?
Great. Yeah.
Great. Okay, I got it.
5317. Ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Click. Dang it.
Didn't work.
Dude.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's saying there's this MIDI problem. What the heck? Let's
Uh-oh.
try it again. I'm going to
Okay.
save just in case. Save yours just in case.
Oof, you're right.
Just save just in case. Sorry, Nation. This is super
It's
boring. Okay, good. All right, 5317. Let's see if this works again.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Click. All right, it's running.
Okay, great.
Weird. Clap. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. All right. We've been talking around this a little bit, and I have a feeling I used the same one for our Goonies episode,
Okay.
which was around this time last year, I think, probably. Didn't we do Goonies last fall?
Yep. I mean, the fall lineup.
Mm.
Fall's our favorite season. Fall
Yep.
is where we watch our favorite movies.
I think we did Rudy and the Goonies, and
Yep.
probably some more that we loved last fall.
Oh, president. We did an election.
Oh, right. We did Dave.
Dave. Yep.
Woo. Wow.
So good.
My first evidence is the child casting.
Okay.
So
the cast. Yep.
But specifically,
Yep.
I think Spielberg is really good with kids.
Yes.
And he's got
100%.
a run here with movies that he directed and produced. And it's just like, these are the kids that when I was too little, I think. So they were all older kids to me when I was watching these movies.
Sure.
That I was like, okay, these are real kids. I still, when I'm watching them, I feel like they're real kids. So
Yeah.
with the Goonies, it's like that for sure. You know what I mean? It's and the evidence that I'm now remembering last fall is that it just seems so unscripted, all their interactions. And this feels the same way to me. It just feels very natural. There's the penis breath moment that I think is maybe the best distillation of what I mean, because Dee Wallace actually breaks in that moment. Do you know what I mean? She's laughing at him.
Yeah.
Yelling at Michael, penis breath, which I don't think is like has any sexual connotation. I think it's just a little kid using a bad word that he knows at his brother.
Well, they have booster breath in Space Camp.
That's right.
Like, whatever, booster breath. I totally agree. Like,
I prefer penis breath to
being...
booster breath, but it's just such a moment where it's just like he doesn't know how to swear right or something, and this is really gonna make him mad if I say this word. His mom laughs at it. Drew Barrymore thinks it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just this. There's so many moments like that. There's moments where they just let Drew Barrymore talk in the background.
Yes, 100%.
and what she's saying doesn't make any sense. And last night we rewound it twice to try to figure out what she's saying, and she's talking about like beheading some of the toys, and if you make stuff like, and it's just like Spielberg just leaves it in,
That's
and
incredible.
it's so
Just
good.
unintelligible.
Right.
And actually, that's probably part of that editor. So actually, something we haven't mentioned yet is
Mhm.
that it's a Melissa Matheson,
The
female writer,
Mhm.
and the
Yep.
editor, a female editor, Carol Littleton, I think, and she
Okay.
was actually nominated for an Academy Award on this. And I thought that was kind of cool, very
Yeah.
cool.
Have we talked about female editors on this
No,
podcast? Okay, I was doing some reading on that. Um, Male directors, an unusual amount of male directors have female editors.
interesting.
And so I read this think piece on it at some point. It was like a couple months ago, where that the most trusted editors are women because they are more intuitive when it comes to what's going
Definitely.
to connect with the audience or not. And
Wow,
directors like
interesting.
Cameron and Carpenter and Spielberg and Donner are like, I'm not going to get a man to edit my movie.
Huh?
I want this to connect with people on an emotional level. And so
Right.
um, there's not very many female directors, and that's an issue, and it's changing. But traditionally, women have Oscar-winning like women win way more Oscars for editing than for anything else.
Huh.
So
Super interesting, dude.
and so you can this. I mean, you sent me the Siskel and Ebert clip about what they
Yeah.
thought of the movie, and it's this
So good.
just incredible moment where they're like, you know what makes this movie special? Love. And
Yeah.
Siskel says that, and Ebert kind of laughs a little bit, and then at the end of the interview, or at the end of the review, Ebert's like, okay, I'll say it, I agree. Love.
He said you're
Love.
right.
You're right. It's
Yeah,
love.
yes, which never happens with those two.
Right. So
That's so
there's
interesting.
something about like the editor, and
Yeah.
I think obviously Spielberg was very hands-on in this movie. We might talk
Yeah.
about that in the score also, but the choices that he makes, and this feels like also very early. He let people talk over each other. There's the scene in Close Encounters, and it's and in Jaws too. It happens where people are just everyone's talking at once, and you have to pick and choose who you're listening to.
Mm-hmm,
And to let kids do that is like next level.
Yeah.
So there's this kind of like natural
Yeah.
unscripted feel to these kids, and they hold their own, and they really feel like siblings. They really feel like friends to me. They have the right dynamic with each other.
Yes.
It can't be beat. There's this thing where he filmed from a 10-year-old's eye level for most of the movie.
Yes. Yep. You see the keys. Isla really connected with that keys thing. Dude.
Yeah. And you don't see any grown-up faces besides Dee Wallace until an hour 20 in.
Mm.
So the teacher you only see from like mid drift down, right?
Yep.
You don't see any adults trick-or-treating.
Yep.
And then Keys, of course, you only
that.
see the Keys and the people.
Yep.
And the first face you see is Keys, and I clocked it. An hour and 20 minutes in is the first adult face you see besides the mom.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
he knows he's
incredible.
making a kid's movie, but it's not like watered down. You know what I mean? It's not like a children's movie.
Oh,
I don't know
totally.
what I'm trying to say.
No. Like my two favorite kid things. Well, there's tons. Two of the ones that are off the top of my head. I love it when she's like, "Who said you guys could order a pizza?" And they're like, like he said it. You know what I mean? Like I freaking love that. It's like because they all have cash.
Right.
From I don't know, from their parents, and like it looks like they were gambling, except they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you know. But they all throw in a couple bucks, like
right. Yep.
Who said you could order a pizza? So that, and then I love, so that I mean, there's a divorce element underneath this whole thread, like a thread that's underneath this whole thing, right? Like Spielberg is a child of divorce, and so like Actually, and I didn't know he grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. I
Yep,
had no idea.
Arizona. And you can actually tell that the vista of this town,
Yeah.
seen from the hill, looks like
Yeah.
Phoenix, or
Dude, it made
like
me
a
think of the
suburb of.
marathon. It made me think of the
Yes.
race.
Yep. Yeah. So his childhood is with the divorce thing, with
Yes.
the vista, all that stuff. It's supposed to be happening in Northern California, and I think that can be a reason why they landed there for plants. I think so. This is part of, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think they
100%.
that's
You're so
very
right.
green and lush. Um,
Yeah.
but when you see that like flat vista from the hill,
Yeah.
that's like Southwest City
Oh
to me.
man. Yeah, dude, that
It's because
that
he grew
was
up there. That's what he
beautiful.
sees when that's what he sees when he thinks about looking at his town.
100%. When
Yep.
we grow up, well, you grew up in a lot of different places, or you lived in a lot of different places. Like, so I don't know if it's exactly the same for you, but if I was gonna do like film a show, a movie
Yeah.
about my childhood, where would it be?
Right.
It'd be in Wisconsin. There'd be rolling hills.
Right.
There'd be, barns and just suburbs and stuff. The
So
the Capitol building.
when I read a book,
Mm-hmm.
I read a book about a person living in a house, whatever
Yeah.
age they are, I imagine the
Yep.
house that I lived in at that age.
Mm,
So if I'm reading a book and
yeah.
there's a 12-year-old in it,
Yep.
then I think about my house in Vienna. If it's an
Mm-hmm.
8-year-old, I think about New Jersey. If it's a
Mm-hmm.
15-year-old, I'm in my house on Arbor Vitae Place. So
Hemlock. Oh
I
yeah.
love
Arbor
I love
Vitae.
I
You
love
never
that
lived at
Spielberg.
Hemlock.
No, I never lived on Hemlock. I
I
love that
did.
you did. So when you read about a 22-year-old, you're on Hemlock. So I mean I don't know that. The other thing, and I don't know when we're going to talk about this, is that there's such real true emotion in these kids' faces.
Yeah.
You sent me a text.
Mm-hmm.
This was listener. This is very typical. Anthony's watching the movie and texts me pictures of the TV moments, right?
Not good resolution.
With the 3 kids. We never get a last name for these kids, I don't think, but Gertie and
Yep.
Elliot and Michael just looking. I mean, they're spiking the camera, right? It's just dead on. Macaulay Culkin
Yep.
telling you that his parents have disappeared moment.
Yep.
And it's Spielberg face, right?
Yep.
And this Spielberg didn't invent Spielberg face, and this movie was not his first movie with Spielberg face in it.
Yep.
But to get kids to be able to, that kind of wonder and emotion, love, fear that they're able to show the viewing audience, it really is incredible.
Yes, it's their, they become like an audience surrogate.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to see through their eyes. So it's, I mean, I know you have your top 3.
Right.
The another one I have 2 others I'm picturing in my head of Spielberg eyes. But why don't
Okay.
you name, you want to do a share screen?
Well, so I was thinking we should do this for 13.1ers and share screen
Okay.
and put it on. So I
Okay, so
have
we'll
my
talk
top 3
Spielberg.
Spielberg faces.
Yes.
Do you have any that just pop in? I'll save those for our. I want to actually record video and show you them, and we'll put that on our
Ooh.
YouTube channel for 13.1ers.
Okay, the 2 I'm thinking of just off the top of my head,
Yep.
Jurassic Park,
Right.
looking at the Brachiosaurus,
Yep.
and then the pirate ship in Goonies.
Oh wow. Ooh, that's good. I hadn't thought of that
Pirate
one.
ship Goonies. That
Which
big
we
score
know was
sweeping moment.
that moment was heavily influenced by Spielberg.
Yes.
Right?
And Spielberg
Where
was a producer and a
Right.
writer,
He
right?
basically
Sort of.
directed that moment. I
Right.
read.
Okay. That's yeah, totally.
And Spielberg face, if people don't know, it's a close-up full screenshot of somebody's face looking at something. So
yeah.
He, without spending more money on special effects,
Mm.
you get equal or better idea of what's happening.
Yep.
Because whoever that
Totally.
actor is able to look at what they're looking at and kind of clue you into even how you're supposed to be feeling.
Yep. Totally.
So it can be wonder, it can be fear, it can be joy.
It's the picture is worth 1,000 words. Spielberg face is worth 1,000 effects shots.
Right. A,
You
a
know, like,
thousand pixels.
yes, that's it. Like 1,000 hours
Yeah.
of some dude's
Right.
time, because you're just able to be like, I mean, it's the classic. You didn't see Jaws.
Right.
That whole movie is like Spielberg face of just them being friggin' freaked out about something we
Right.
can't even see.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know?
And that is why Ready Player One sucks.
Okay.
Because nobody is there's no wonder in that movie. And I mean, I don't know if Spielberg forgot, but nobody is amazed by anything in that movie. And I
Yeah.
still think the fix was that they needed the main character to have never been there before. Because we've
Okay,
never
that's
been in
cool.
that world before.
Right.
And so
right.
to have a character familiar with what we're not familiar with, and so he sees the DeLorean and it means nothing to him.
Right.
It means nothing to
Yeah.
us. Oh my
Right.
gosh. Now my blood's boiling again about Ready
Yeah.
Player One.
Okay, I heard somebody, I can't remember who, say like their fix for that would have been that Spielberg shouldn't have directed it. Because it was
That's pretty good.
because it was like, you can't have a guy showing all of his cool stuff that added to the cultural lexicon. You have to have somebody else
Right.
tell that story. You know what I mean? Like,
Because
you can't be like,
he's not
remember when
amazed by
I
it
did this.
anymore. Yeah. Right. And so this young Spielberg that's in this pocket right now,
Uh-huh.
he's still amazed by everything.
Right.
And so
Yes, that's it.
he's working with this puppet and he's like, this is incredible.
Mhm.
Right. He's making models of spaceships and he's
Yep.
making Bruce the shark work. And he's amazed by
Yep.
all this stuff. And
Yes.
it really comes through. And then and Ready Player One just is a pile of poop compared to that.
Yeah. Well, you know, but to Jack's point a long time ago,
Yeah.
an hour ago,
Right.
like, the people that are making the movies now
Mm-hmm.
love E.T.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
they love, like, so the person that should have made Ready Player One that would have actually made it work.
Right.
So, like, that's to Jack's point of, like, why don't they make movies like they used to? Because you go to Ready Player One and you're like, I want the wonder of E.T.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we need, like, almost like new artists.
Well,
you know, like,
maybe
but that's
why,
that's actually what we're seeing happen. You know what I mean?
right. That's why Force Awakens works differently than the prequels work, because you've got a director that
Yes.
idolizes George Lucas
Right.
and Spielberg in that moment.
Right.
And the
Yep.
movie Force Awakens, even though it kind of follows episode 4 beat for beat, you still feel the wonder in it.
You could have J.J. Abrams be like, well, what would you have done? You know what I mean? Like, oh, shoot, I copied it beat for beat because it's awesome. You know, it's like, we've said this before, but it's like when the iPad came out and the big critique was it's just a big iPhone. And it's like,
Yeah.
so? That's cool. Like, it's actually better. Remember that? Like, oh,
Yeah,
so you made a
definitely.
big iPhone. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways. Hey, let me say my second kid moment real quick.
Okay, great.
I just like when he says they're going to Mexico,
Mhm.
Dad's in Mexico,
Yep.
and then the older brother is like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm
Been
gonna
mad at him
kill
for
you,
that.
man.
Yeah.
And then Gertie is like, what's Mexico? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, that's perfect. Perfect family dynamic, like a protective older brother,
Mhm.
middle kid that just says something as fact, and then
Mhm.
like, oops, I wish I could have those words back.
Right.
I don't know. And then when they're reminiscing about their dad,
Yeah.
smelling
that's
the
good.
shirt, like, I have done that smelling of the shirt thing.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know, the
smelling
Seabreeze,
clothes.
the polo,
Yeah, that
Old
was a
Spice.
good move. Yep.
hmm
Yeah. I also like it when Gertie says, "Alligators in the sewers, deformed kid." I love that crap.
She is so good.
So good.
Her special time with E.T.
Mm-hmm.
is priceless. I mean, be good. She's
Yep.
like, I taught him how to talk now. Like, all that.
He can talk
I
now.
mean, like, my girl still, actually just yesterday, she was like, you know, Daddy, I had actually seen a few scenes from E.T. before. You've shown us a few scenes before. And she sounds
Mhm.
just like Gertie.
Wow. Yeah.
Because
that's
I
awesome.
still think E.T. running through through the room, and
Yeah.
then E.T. freaking out in the cornfield are two of the funniest moments.
E.T. freaking out in the cornfield really scared me when I first saw it.
I could see that being scary, but now it got a laugh.
Really?
So
Okay.
for us, that got a laugh.
I gotcha. So for me, it was a jump scare.
It's a jump scare. Yeah, definitely.
And so that jarred something in me. You don't know. Elliot doesn't know if he's good or bad in that moment, so that must have scared me for some reason. But I remember that being one of my first scares, and I'm glad for it. I think kids should feel fear and then understand that it's not scary, right?
Definitely.
But that moment was scary for me. I remember, but I love it.
Yeah. All right, dude. Let me chunk in.
Okay.
All right, dude. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
For me, E.T. is why.
All right. I there's no way I can I can try to figure out what that means. ET is why. Is that you said it was one letter. That's what's confusing me.
E.T. is why. Okay. Like I was just thinking about this all week, dude. It's like E.T. is like why I play music.
Whoa.
E.T. is like why, I mean, obviously God is why.
Right. Yeah.
Put
Let's
a
give him
latent-
some
a diff-
credit.
Yes. I mean, like everybody knows we say this all the time. I believe you all know, but like,
But
it's
second,
like
a close second is ET.
no, but like, dude, that like this movie, and obviously it's also Star Wars. It's Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's like Empire Strikes Back and E.T. are
Okay.
like why
Wow.
I'm a musician.
Wow. Okay.
They're like and Space Camp. Let's throw Space Camp in there too.
So this is are we talking score now?
We can talk a little bit of score. Should we drop my ultimate song to run to, dude?
We probably should if ET made you a musician.
E.T. Dude, he made me a musician. He made me wonder. He made me want to be empathetic. This movie made me want to be a good dad and stay. Wanted me to be a good friend, a good brother, a good husband. It's like this movie created so much wonder. It caused me to look up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it made me love riding a bike.
There seems to be, even when we watched that review of Siskel and Ebert, they seem to understand that this is some sort of watershed moment. This movie,
dude,
that it's that they mention it, that kids are really going to be impacted by this movie.
Yep.
They say a movie has not come along for a long time like this.
Mm-hmm.
This was pre-thumbs. Did you notice that? No thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, this is before at the movies. This is
sneak previews.
Sneak preview. Yeah.
Right.
This is when they're on PBS or whatever. Or is this
so they're kind of like fumbling around for even how to explain this movie, but at one point they said this is nothing has come along like this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what they're talking about is that this movie is going to have a bigger impact than the 2 hours that a kid is going to be watching this movie.
Oh, I mean, 100%. I mean, Ebert hit the nail on the head. He said, when I watched it, I thought I was watching Wizard of Oz for the first time.
He equates it to Wizard of Oz.
Yes. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, could you imagine going, like, it's like, I wish in a lot of ways you could see it for the first time. Like, that's why it was so fun to watch with Isla, a 6-year-old.
So why does, I mean, I know this is the point of this podcast, but why? It's a little pumpkin shape with a potato shape on top.
I know.
Waddling around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm stepping on your stuff
No,
here, I
it's
think,
great.
because I think we were going to talk about score, and maybe that's one of the reasons. Like, but it doesn't seem like a Home Alone that gets the John Williams treatment and goes up a letter grade from from C to B,
Right.
or even
Right.
from B to A. It's
Yep.
not it wasn't a B movie and then became A because of John Williams. The score launches it into the stratosphere.
I mean, I remember watching J.J. Abrams in an interview, and they played the bike scene for him.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, they did Spielberg eyes on him watching E.T.
Have you seen? I've seen YouTube videos of kids seeing it for the first time with their
Oh,
dads
no.
and
Oh,
not knowing
geez.
about the bike flying
Oh, jeez.
and just screaming.
I love it. I love it.
Because there's two bike scenes, right? There's the one where he
Yep.
first flies,
Mm-hmm.
and you almost forget about that or something.
Yeah. Because you know the big one at the end,
Right. Yep.
but you forget when they go trick or treating, and he meets him at the
Mhm.
top, and it's dark, and then he starts to take over the bike,
Yeah.
and the music starts to swell, bro. And I was like to the girls, I was like, wait for it. This is one of the most iconic scenes in movies when he flies in front of the moon, bro. The first time it's maybe the most iconic picture of a movie ever.
So I was reading up on the moon that
Yep.
moon shot is not a special effect. That's actually they just zoomed super close into the moon with the
Dang.
tree is a real tree that's in
Huh.
front of it.
Jeez.
And of course the cutout of them flying is a special effect, but the actual moon is real, which for some reason made it even. It's got that kind of wavy
Yeah.
haze to it.
Totally. I know.
Sorry, we were talking about the score, but
No.
it's all this. It's hard. It's almost hard to talk about.
Yep.
And it was for Siskel and Ebert. They just were just like love. I guess it's love.
I don't know, love. It's just love.
Why did people see it like 20 times? Like presidents and kings and queens were renting out theaters to watch this movie and wanting to meet E.T. even though they know he's not real.
I know, Elliot.
I just want to see if he's okay.
I just want to hear him call my name. Spell it. Say it wrong. At
Oh,
Universal.
yeah. We should talk about the
Steven.
ride at some point. I don't think we can fit in more ride talk. I just went
No,
on it
for
a couple
sure.
years ago. Yeah. So I'm just saying this because to a certain extent, I don't think we're going to be able to nail it down.
No, we
Like
can't.
we can give evidences, but there's something.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess. I mean, I have I literally have 8 pieces of evidence, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's where two masters came together and did their best work. So
And you're talking about Spielberg and Williams.
I'm talking about Spielberg, Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They've already done Close Encounters. They've done 1941. They've done Raiders of the Lost Ark. They've done Sugarland
Jaws.
Express. Jaws, of course. And they just friggin' implicitly trust each other.
Right.
And something so magical happens that actually I would say the music stands on its own. I don't think the movie without the music,
Okay.
because you can bring the music into a concert hall
Yeah.
and it evokes that same friggin' emotion.
Right.
And so I don't know if that's that we already have the picture in our minds, but yeah.
No, this isn't us. This isn't. I never owned the full score of this movie, so I wasn't obsessed with this score like I was with Jurassic Park or Last Crusade. Those ones hit me at my
so good.
I was starting to understand classical music a little bit more then. So for some reason, Schindler's List. What a weirdo I was. I'm taking walks in the middle of the day listening to the entire Schindler's List score on my tape recorder. But
that's incredible.
I would say the theme of E.T. is because I had one of those Spielberg Williams compilation CDs, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely the E.T. track was the most listened to on that. So I don't know it beat by beat like I know other movies score wise, but the bike theme, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like well, actually, I don't know. So are you
I
talking
would
about the day it, day it, day it, day
Yeah,
it,
I would say from
dum,
the
ding,
beginning
da, ba,
of the,
dum, dum.
because the whole bike part friggin' blasts. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I mean,
Like the minute they start on those dirt hills biking,
dude, okay. Yes. So, okay, so here's the thing.
yeah,
Another piece of evidence I had was best bicycle movie ever.
right.
All
We
we
could
did was
list other bicycle movies if we
all,
wanted to, but all of them pale in
well, I mean,
comparison.
there is Rad. I mean, Rad is rad.
I wasn't
Okay.
thinking about. I was thinking about the Goonies or It or other things. You know what I mean?
Pee-wee,
Like,
Pee-wee.
wait a minute, you're taking the bicycle thing a little bit too seriously. What I'm talking about is kids on bikes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
and Stranger Things does this too, where they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Listen, Steven, I know what you like, and so I'm gonna put
Here it is. Yeah.
5 kids on their bikes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they're gonna ride around the neighborhood like Anthony's gang."
Totally the Monticello biking gang.
Right.
I mean, bicycles, that was our freedom. And like there was something about
Mhm.
the 80s
Mm-hmm.
where we were free or something like that.
Yes.
You know, like literally rapping Mike D and his brothers, David Passanetti, Brian Kosholniak. It's like, hey, what are you guys doing? Oh, dude, let's like, wanna like go ride the bikes? Sure. Let's go down to the gullies.
Wait,
We'll
was
check it
Knutson
out.
there? It sounds like Dr.
Yeah.
Knutson was there.
And that's all we did all day. We didn't play video games. We didn't watch movies. We like friggin' rode our bikes
Right.
just like all day, all summer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
like, so like this resonates so deeply. And so they re-released this in the theaters in 2002, and then they re-released it or maybe it was just one of those like you can go watch it in the theater again.
So I've seen it in the theater as an adult on
So
one
like
of those
in
that
like
you're
the
talking about.
teens,
Like,
right?
sometimes they'll just like,
Yes.
our theater sometimes and this happened during the pandemic a lot. We saw Goonies in the theater during the pandemic
Oh,
with one of these
yeah.
things where they're just like Tuesday night oldies or something.
Yes.
And so
love
we
it.
did catch ET probably 2014 or 15. Incredible in
That's
the theater.
It's like when you see it where it's supposed to be shown with an
Fully
audience.
focused, no
Yes.
interruptions, full theater reaction.
Yes.
I have the DVD that came out. You know, they probably released this in a million times, right? But I have
Yeah.
a DVD where one of the extras is you get to watch it with the audio of John Williams conducting a live orchestra.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And you hear audience reactions.
Mm.
Dude,
Mm.
when that finger lights from the finger light to the blackout,
Yeah.
the Spielberg face blackout, the
Mhm.
audience is going nuts.
Yeah.
You can hardly hear the music. You can't hear any
Yeah.
dialogue.
Yes.
These people are in the room with John Williams conducting the
Yeah.
orchestra over this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're realizing what you said. Like, this is lightning in a bottle.
Totally.
It's two masters just like at their peak.
Yes. It's like it's perfect. Yeah, so that was the first time that they tried doing that,
Right.
like doing a live film with orchestra.
Oh,
And, like,
okay. I didn't know that.
So like they were like, can this work? Could it line up? You know,
Right,
and like
yeah.
now every orchestra does it. Like,
Right. Yeah.
so, but like you needed J Dubs
If
with
this
his
is gonna
special
work,
TV and his editor, and like they did it like, oh my god. Okay, so the story needs to be told. You've heard it before, but maybe our listeners haven't. So John Williams was getting ready to conduct this score, right?
right. Yep.
And this is why they're two masters.
Mhm.
So they're trying to get this flight scene right. So when I saw it in the theater in 2015, I had listened to the music so much and I hadn't watched it very much prior, and I had forgotten how every single cut, every like like a bike falls, the trombone goes like beer boop beer
Right.
boop the triplet
Yep.
you know, it's like there's the cops. You know what I mean? Like every single thing
Yes.
has like a little a leitmotif or something like that. It's insane. And so like the way it was cut and the way he wrote the music, it was too fast. So like
He was having
John
trouble
Williams,
keeping up or something, right? When he
yeah.
was
So
trying to conduct it with the visual.
he couldn't. He's like the tempo was just too fast for him and for the musicians to catch to keep up.
Okay.
And so Spielberg was like, turn off the cameras, turn off the things, and then just perform this as a concert.
Mm.
And then I'll recut the music to your performance.
So that's even more. That's the next level. Two guys working together.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the guy saying,
Yep.
"I'm not as important as you."
Yep.
He recognizing in that moment, this movie would be way worse without him. And
Mhm.
so he's in charge at this point, and I'll do whatever I need to do to match what he does.
It basically became a silent movie at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you composed a 15-minute piece and I'm going to recut my movie around that. And that shows the power that John Williams has. No other composer
Mm-hmm.
would have a director of Steven Spielberg's caliber
Yeah.
call Carol Littleton or whatever the editor's name is and be like, you know, all that film like you already like cut together and did all the sound effects and all the special effects. You're going to need to recut that.
Yeah.
So actually, if you listen to like a concert performance of the piece is actually called Adventures on Earth.
Okay.
Like that's so like if you go to a concert and hear E.T. So like okay, so here's my favorite CD of all
Kid
time
stuff,
as a kid.
right? You've mentioned
Kid
this
stuff.
to me. Kid stuff. It's called Kid Stuff, but it's a John Williams CD, right?
It's Kid Stuff at the Movies, Phillips Records, An Afternoon at the Movies, starring John Williams and the Boston Pops, Superman, E.T., Star Wars.
Cowboys, is the Cowboys on there?
Cowboys Overture.
Yep.
Actually,
Jaws?
no, Cowboys is not on that. Jaws
Okay.
is. Wizard of Oz actually is, which he didn't do, but
Oh,
multiple
interesting.
Return of the Jedi is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Anyways, the cue in a concert is actually called Adventures on Earth, and it's 9 minutes long.
So when does that start in the movie?
It starts with a do you
Okay, when they
so if
the bike's on the dirt hills.
Yep.
With the police
Yep.
chasing.
Yep. So if you listen to a concert recording versus the recording in the movie is like many clicks even faster than a concert recording. Like,
Okay.
like the orchestra is frigging racing, even in the just performance of,
Right.
you know, just go.
Yeah.
So just if you just listen to the tempos. Anyways, can I just drop my favorite song to run to of all
Yes.
time?
Yep.
Okay. 13 years, or you've been waiting for this for 10 years, Gomer Nation.
But
Okay, so-
and I have been too, but I've suspected that it's this.
You've suspected. Okay, so on Kid Stuff, but it's also on other Boston Pops compilations.
Right? Probably the one I had.
Yep, the cue is called Adventures on Earth,
Okay.
and it's 9 minutes long. Now, they dropped the 20th anniversary album, and somehow I got that during our triathlon season.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it was during third season. Anyways,
Huh.
I discovered they actually put all the music, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Like
All
everything.
the cues, everything. Yep.
There's track 20 is actually called Escape / Chase / Saying Goodbye.
Hmm.
And so the last 9 minutes of that almost 16-minute track is Adventures on Earth. So basically when we were logging all those miles,
Yeah.
my thing that I played over and over again went from being 9 minutes to over 15 minutes.
Wow.
And so that
It must have
basically
been like
became- you listen to it-
Christmas for you.
Oh yeah, so you listen to it twice, and then it's also
Yeah.
it's not the Boston Pops which rules. It's actually the Hollywood
Okay.
score. And by the way, if you want to take a super deep dive,
Uh-huh.
Malcolm McNabb is the name of the trumpet player,
Right.
and he played like 2,000 scores. And I just listened to like an hour and a half podcast, him on a John Williams podcast, just
Okay.
talking about like every score he ever did. Super duper good.
Is he the blast at the beginning of the Star Wars fanfare?
No, that was London Symphony, Maurice
Okay,
Murphy.
right. Yep.
So this is our dude. So Tim Morrison, he's the Boston Pops guy.
Mm-hmm.
Then Malcolm McNabb is John Williams guy.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I don't know. It's just this sound, man.
Yeah.
It's thank you for letting me talk about it.
No.
It's like why I do what I do.
Well, and it's why I wanted to start a movie podcast
Yeah.
for moments like the last 9 minutes of E.T., which, like you, I'm always crying. And so can you chunk in for me, because I think something visual happens there too,
Yes.
that I think is genius. So if I were in the courtroom, I would have something under a bag and I would reveal it by tearing it off, and underneath that bag would be a pot with 2 yellow flowers and a purple flower in it. I think the flowers just what it's not a complicated story, but I do think that to a certain extent you need to realize when ET's doing okay and when he's not doing okay. There needs to be a connection point, I think. My sense is this came in the second or third draft where they're like, we need something visual besides like a beep 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 thing on a screen.
Yeah.
And I just cannot think of I mean, this is like the Thor's hammer for me of every other movie besides, like, Thor's hammer is such an incredible visual invention for me in the Marvel movies.
So good. Yeah.
The totem, right, of this movie is this little pot of flowers that is connected somehow to E.T. as much as Elliot is, which is a whole nother thing we could talk about forever. But like,
I know.
because this isn't a heavily plotted movie, right? It's not complicated, but because of that, Spielberg really has to do some magic in the visuals, in the relationships, in the sound. And I think that my favorite visual thread is when Gertie just picks up those flowers on a whim. I'm gonna go play with Elliot in his room. She's telling her mom, and her mom's like, "What? Okay,
like,
why are you
really?
bringing that wagon with the flowers?" He's reading a book. E.T. is. He glances up, which I have no idea how they do. How are they doing his eyes? It's amazing. He doesn't move his head. He just glances up with his eyes. Revives this plant like it's just something he does because he's a plant magician or something.
Yep.
And then that plant becomes your connection point to whether he's healthy or not throughout the rest of that movie. And they play with it. There's rules to it. There's that scene where he comes back to life and the plant is coming back to life, and Elliot glances at it and has to like he's knocked out of his ruse all of a sudden. And then her giving him that plant at the end as like, this is what you came for. And it's so much more now than just a scientific plant expedition. This is like, I don't care. This is my love for you. And then he puts it between his feet.
Yeah, those little squatty feet. Totally.
It's just so good. There's something to like the 3 moments that they have, right? Michael and then Gertie and then Elliot. That plant breaks up really well because it's something you can connect to.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to say. It's just a piece. I mean, there's the hoverboard, there's Thor's hammer, there's the plant for me. These are like top props I wish I owned.
Yeah. Totally.
So it's too good. It's so awesome. I love it.
It's just movie magic, dude.
Yep.
It's what you said on Karate Kid. It's movies.
Right. It is movies.
Like it's magic. I mean, I really truly think movies are a complicated and beautiful art form,
Yep.
and Steven Spielberg is a master
Yeah.
and is the, like, I don't know, top 5 masters of all time.
Like
Top
artists.
2 art, like an artist, like
Right.
a Mozart, like a Beethoven,
Mm-hmm.
like a Da Vinci.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm sure art connoisseurs would be like, "Are you kidding?" But how much craft goes into forming a story like that, and then making it happen, and then create, like, evoking emotion from Princess Di down to Isla. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's magic.
So
That's art.
I think what we're saying, and maybe this is just the end of the podcast because we like two of the greatest artists are giving us their greatest work. Like,
Yep,
is
that's it.
E.T. Spielberg's greatest creation? Maybe it is. And is that score John Williams's greatest piece of work that he's ever done? I think
I
maybe
think
it is.
I think it's I mean, I think Schindler's List for John Williams.
Yep.
I think some of Saving Private Ryan, like Hymn to the Fallen, I think is really, really special.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, we should probably just do a score podcast or multiple score podcasts on the results show, bro, because we don't have time. I'm going to show you a couple of needle drops as to where, and please don't look this up before we record it, as to
Okay.
where John Williams got some of these ideas
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
for E.T.
Just
'cause
one
it's
more
pretty-
thing that I love
Yep.
about the score is when you hear the Force theme when
Oh, yeah.
E.T. meets Yoda on
Yep.
Halloween. I think that's so fun.
I was yes. I was hearing about that as well, that, like, Spielberg didn't ask for any permission on any of that stuff.
Oh, really?
And, like, only, well, first of all, it's John Williams. Dee doo dee doo dee doo doo dee doo. And he's like, home. Like, when he sees Yoda,
So
and he
good.
says, "Oh, that is the best."
E.T.
Totally.
in the ghost sheet is like
Yes.
next level comedy, right?
Yes.
When he tries to heal Michael's knife head.
Totally. Ouch. Ouch. Totally. I mean, that was another piece of evidence I had, dude. This movie is funny.
Yeah. He's always he's getting bonked around. He falls down. The Pratt falls on this guy.
Oh yeah, when he's drunk and he gets hit by the refrigerator door, like,
Or
we
just
rewound
walks
that.
into the counter. Falls over.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's brilliant. The way they connect the two through some sort of telepathy sort of thing.
Right. Empathy. It's like
empathy.
When he says no, he doesn't think what he thinks. He feels what he feels.
Yes, that is, like, bro, that's next level. That's okay. Spiritual connection. That is what Jesus did. That is why Jesus came to earth, was to actually live our life and feel our feelings and go through it all. Now, I'm not drawing those comparisons, obviously, but that's empathy.
I don't
somebody
think
else's feelings.
I don't think it's a new thought or an unusual thought to say this is a messianic story.
Yeah.
They're connected. He dies for him and raises back to life. Oh, if people aren't, like, sick of this already, are gushing, now we've done the ultimate with this movie. At least we're using complete sentences. I think half of this episode has been us stopping in the middle of our sentence and holding our heads.
Okay, here's one last bit of trivia that once again, you know more about Spielberg than I do. But did you know that this movie would not exist without Raiders of the Lost Ark? And
No.
why?
I don't. Tell me this.
Okay, so Melissa Matheson was married to Harrison Ford during Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All right. Wow, I didn't know that.
So Matheson and Spielberg got together and talked about this idea on the Raiders of the Lost set. She went home and wrote it.
Oh, wow.
And then E.T. Ooh la la.
And then I heard it wasn't scary enough, and Spielberg still wanted to do a scary movie, and so he produced Poltergeist
Oh yeah.
the same year
Yep.
so that he could get his scary fix.
Spielberg is crazy. Poltergeist and E.T. at the same time, Jurassic Park and Schindler's List at the same
In
time.
the same year. Yeah.
You know, it's like
That's
he
nuts.
needs it. It's kind of awesome because it's like he has his serious and his
Right.
fun,
Yep.
and you know, and you're totally right. Spielberg is the master of wonder, and
Mhm.
this was the moment where he still wondered.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, that's good.
it's
That's what I think is happening here. Yeah.
perfect moment.
Yeah.
Love it.
Do you have any other evidence?
Best bicycle
Oh.
movie ever. I did.
Oh yeah, just reading.
I
through his
actually
list.
did say this is also why E.T. is why
Okay.
Gomer's E.T. Elliot.
Yeah, it's
Like,
part of the lore.
it's part of the lore. It's
Now, when we say
I-
E.T. Elliot, we're talking about the death and life part, I think, which is like I'm down and you're up. There's this also
I
E.T.
didn't
Elliot,
even
which is
think- I don't think of it that way.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
E.T. Elliot to me is you and I being the best friends that we are,
In sync.
in sync, and I like there have been many moments in the last 20 years where like
Uh-huh.
I felt something almost like a twin, and I was like, I think something's happening to Steven. And there have been
Wow.
multiple times where I've texted you
That's true.
and you've been like, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like that
You've
has
been like,
happened
are you
many
drinking
times.
a Coors right now? Because
Yeah,
I'm
is-
feeling a little tipsy.
I have like fallen over, hitting the refrigerator doors and stuff.
Can you stop? Are you watching a romantic movie? Because I can't stop kissing me wife. I love that part too. That part, for some reason,
Totally.
that part really stuck with me when I was a little kid. When he kisses that tall girl.
Oh man, I know we somehow in the movies that we've loved,
Mhm.
romance has come up and crushes has come up. I mean, that I remember that girl just seeming absolutely gorgeous. Totally.
To a
Right?
6-year-old? Yeah, for sure.
No, that was probably more teen. No, that was I think I was more like ew.
I think I
Yeah.
thought I'm pretty sure I thought, oh, I wonder if I could ever do that.
Yeah.
The whole movie is kind of melancholy and sad, right? And so
That's another thing. It's not
You-
it's not actually overly like it's a great balance, bro.
yeah.
Like the depth of character of the divorce
Mhm.
and the pain and the mom, like dude, she is just a single mom trying to friggin' keep it together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I think that is something that's super lost when we were kids that rewatching it now as an adult, you're like,
Yeah, I agree.
dang, his mom is like in some serious pain,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
well fleshed out.
Death. I mean,
Mhm.
the gray ET.
Dang.
My worst enemy, that raccoon that's like chewing on him in that
Oh, yeah.
ditch. I hate that raccoon.
know. That jerkweed. That jerk.
Okay. All right. We could honestly, listener, we could keep talking probably for another hour. We won't. What we want to know is, do you think this is a perfect movie? So you can vote. You can go to Instagram, Facebook, our website, Twitter, or our Gmail and let us know. Do you think this is a perfect movie? We'll put some polls up. You can vote there, and then we'll come back for the result show in a couple weeks and let you know. We want to say thank you to our webmaster, Adam, Jason for our graphics, Davis for our music, Annie for our social media. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Gomertrons,
Y'all
for
rock.
right. You make this possible for us. If you're listening to this a year from now and you want to hear movies actually up to date, I wonder what we're going to be doing in fall of 2022. Wow. Who even knows? The
Dude,
future.
Fall movies, man. I mean, we got to include Stepmom in there at some point.
I've never seen, and you won't let me watch it unless we do it on Perfect Movies. So we should actually do that at some point.
John Williams, Chris Columbus, New York City. Yeah, I mean, Venn diagram. You don't need anything more than that. Susan Sarandon.
I'm sold.
I love Susan Sarandon, dude. And then the super famous that I can't think of
Julia
right
Julia
now.
Roberts, right?
Thank you. Sorry,
Yeah.
Julie. Literally, Julie.
Julie or Julia? Oh no, you're
Julia.
you're saying thank you to Julie. Okay, wait. Speaking of Julie and Julia, we do know what new movie we're doing next week.
Yeah.
We're doing some Nora Ephron. We're pressing in. We're doing When Harry Met
Oh, man.
Sally, a fall movie we've wanted to do for so long. We're gonna do a rom-com. We haven't done one of those in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Now I'm realizing we just did a Billy Crystal, but that's okay.
That's okay. Totally.
Who
okay.
cares? That's
Yep.
fine.
You know, I finally met Annie in person,
Oh right, Annie, our social media guru.
who rocks,
Yep.
and I was like, we just needed to do some movies we like, and she's like, it's your podcast.
Sure is. We needed
Just-
this summer and fall.
Yeah. Yes, it's been rough. So this has been so fun. So,
So
thanks,
fun.
man. Yep.
If you're not a 13.1 patron and you want to see what we're about to record, which is I'm just going to show Anthony what I think are the top 3 Spielberg faces.
Yes.
You should up your support. You can watch it on YouTube. But thank you to everyone who supports us. We love you.
We love you. Dude,
Love.
on the
Just love. Okay, it's
I
love.
couldn't agree. I'm going to say it. You're right.
It's love.
So good.
All right, dude. Great app.
Super fun, man.
And happy watching When Harry Met Sally.
All right, let's stop that. 1, 2, 3, stop.
Sweet.
Jeez. Sorry, dude. That went super
No, that's fine.
long.
That's great. That's what people would expect. Here, can we do this real quick? I just want to show it to you.
Sure, yeah. Do you want to start a new recording?